coming to you from Las Vegas, Nevada. Let's do it. That's right, everybody. We've got 20 free things for you to do while visiting Las Vegas so you can have some fun and save some money at the same time. There will be timestamps below in the description. Let's get into it. First up on the list is the Bellagio Fountain Show. Now, the time for the Fountain Show is Monday through Friday between 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. is every 30 minutes. Then from 8 p.m. until midnight, it actually goes off every 15 minutes. Then on weekends and holidays, it goes off every 30 minutes from 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. and every 15 minutes from 8 p.m. until midnight. And in order to watch this show, all you have to do is walk along the strip where the Bellagio side is, and right there they have the viewing area. You can pick multiple different viewing areas as well, and all of it is free. If you want to eat at one of the restaurants, you can watch the show from there, or you can simply watch it from the strip. Another thing to do is the Venetian Canal walk. This is just down the road from the Bellagio across the strip. It costs you nothing to walk around this mall here. If you did choose to do the gondola ride or some of the other activities, including buy some souvenirs or do some shopping, eating at the restaurants, you would pay. But for you to walk around here, it's totally free. Take some pictures and say, hey, I was here. There's around 160 signature stores and luxury brands right here along these shops, so if you do decide to spend some money, it's going to be quite expensive. It originally opened in 1999, and as of right now, there's over 60 different Las Vegas restaurants and dining options throughout this area. The entire Venetian property is really a beautiful palace kind of experience, so I do recommend it, especially around the sunset time. I would suggest you plan for about an hour to walk around the Venetian shops. Now from here, you walk the strip. I would say the strip begins from the north, looking towards the stratosphere at the Wynn Palace area. That includes Encore. Then if you go south down the strip, it ends around the Mandalay Bay area. But I would say you really want to be around the heart of it all. That's going to be the Bellagio, the Mirage, the Caesar's Palace, that whole area. But then if you go towards the other side, you also have Planet Hollywood being right there in the middle of it all, alongside the Flamingo and of course Paris Hotel Casino. I would say the new ritzy part is going to be around the Cosmopolitan and the Aria. That's the ritzy new area. There are plenty of different footbridges to get across the road, going in both directions, also taking nice pictures, and it all costs you absolutely nothing except for a cardio workout. Typically, if you want to walk the entire strip, I would start at New York Hotel and then walk towards the Wynn. To do that whole journey, it's going to take you around 2 hours, and that's giving you time to stop and watch the Bellagio Fountain Show. From the Wynn, you can easily just take a taxi, or if you're really looking to save money, just get the bus. Another really fun free thing to do is hang out at the Fremont Street experience. This is like the Strip, except it's a lot older and it's located in downtown Las Vegas. This is not as spread out with the hotel casinos because they're all under this cover that was originally installed around the early 1990s, giving people shade from the bright sun in Las Vegas during the summertime. And walking under here, you'll see the roof of that cover actually lights up and is really cool. It's like a desert oasis under here, and that was the intention. Some of the highlights to check out while you're here are going to be the Circa Resort Hotel, one of my favorite places to do sports betting, but also the Golden Nugget and several other hotel casinos here. And like I said, it's absolutely free. You can watch zip liners buzz over your head. You can stop and take pictures with street entertainers, although they typically expect a tip, and you should technically give a tip if you do take a picture with them, although some may give you something for free depending on how nice they're feeling. There are no cars allowed to be underneath the Fremont experience because the city closed the street to automobiles. But if you step just outside the Fremont experience, you're right there in downtown Las Vegas. You will see this classic vintage vibe down here in downtown that you don't really see in the ritzy strip area. While you're down here, if you're looking for some activities, you can check out the Neon Museum or the Mob Museum, the world's largest video screen and 12-story slot machine. And right down the way from Fremont Experience is going to be Container Park, which is a cool place to hang out. It's making use of shipping containers and turning it into a village right here in downtown Las Vegas. And it is free admission. This is a 56,000 square foot project with fashion, retail, shipping containers. They've got everything from restaurants to VIP areas, observation towers. They have an immersive dome, and then they have things like a barber shop, shipping container, and really just a cool place to walk around and hang out. Because it's showing what can be done with recycling and reusing old materials like these shipping containers and other environmentally friendly, sustainable practices. Next up is going to be the famous Welcome to Fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada sign right here on the beginning of the strip next to the Mandalay Bay. You can see this is on the south side, and people like to come here and just take a picture. It's another one of those, I was here, this is my picture kind of activities, but when it's talking about free things to do, this is something that you'll see a lot of people like to do. Next up, we're headed to M&M's World and Coca-Cola store. This here is right next to the MGM Grand. Now it is free to enter, take pictures, and even watch some videos while here. Yes, it is one of the most popular free attractions here in Las Vegas. Also home to the world's largest Coca-Cola bottle. If you do decide to buy some candy, you're going to find Hershey's Milk Chocolate Kisses, also Reese's, and the wide variety of colors. Also plenty of different Coca-Cola products. Now what do you guys say we get out of the city a bit, away from the strip, and head out to Red Rock Canyon and do some hiking. Out here you'll find a 13-mile loop where you'll see plenty of majestic views and overlooks. Some of the popular places people like to check out: Sandstone Quarry Overlook, the Red Rock Wash Overlook, Red Rock Canyon, and then High Point Overlook. So many different overlooks. Be on the lookout how to hike up to any one of those. And be on the lookout for some Native American petroglyphs. Another free activity that some of you may find super interesting is the Hoover Dam. You can drive out there and drive across the actual Hoover Dam. There's another bridge that goes over the river, but if you can actually get out there and walk around the Hoover Dam, that is free of charge, and for me, that's one of my favorite activities. It does cost money to actually tour the hydroelectric plant, but just walking around here, as I said, getting the views, it's not going to cost you anything, and it's right there on the border with Arizona. This dam is still a modern marvel, even though it was completed in 1936. Next up, we're going to walk around the Linq. Here you're going to find Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville, and lots of excitement going on with plenty of activities to do, including a large Ferris wheel, which does cost money, but walking around here and hanging out and enjoying the vibes, absolutely free. There is a hotel and a promenade here, which is a super affordable hotel if you're looking for a good location that's not going to break the bank without too much resort amenity fees. The Linq Hotel is good for that, by the way. But the big attraction here for free is the Linq Promenade. So that's what I'm mainly drawing your attention towards. And this is right next to the Strip. Some of you may remember this area, which formerly was the Flamingo Capri, the Imperial Palace, and the Quad, which has now been modernized by the Caesars Palace team to create this right here. Depending on where you're coming from, you may find this to be interesting. They have the In-N-Out hamburgers here. So if you've never tried In-N-Out, you can do that here at the Linq. The flour and barley brick oven pizza, super tasty, and it's to go. Also, as you're walking around, you're going to notice they have the Jimmy Kimmel Comedy Club. So that's something that may be interesting to some of you. Next up, we're going to go back across the Strip. This time we're at the Bellagio again, at the Conservatory and Botanical Gardens. The exhibit here changes quite frequently. When we were here, they had the Chinese New Year, but the exhibit, like I said, it really does change depending on the season. Who knows, maybe even Easter time they'll have the Easter Bunny, Christmas time they'll have the Christmas exhibits. But it's a free activity to do, and it's really cool. People come here, again, to take pictures, and the kids do love it. Also, as we're continuing to show you around the free activities to do, if you're more interested in just general activities, we did make a full video about the best things to do in Las Vegas in general. We put a lot of things on that list. You can check that by looking in the description and the comments below. We will put a link. Also, a link to things to know when visiting Las Vegas. But as you're probably discovering on this list, the Bellagio really seems to be the heart and soul of Las Vegas Strip, and its location makes it that way. Right next to that botanical garden is the world's largest chocolate fountain, which you can check out and take a picture and see what the heck is going on with that chocolate fountain for free. It's verified by the Guinness Book of World Records. And if you really love chocolate, you may consider actually going in there and trying some of their chocolate because it's quite rich. Also, if you guys are enjoying this video so far, you can consider liking it and subscribing to Island Hopper TV, as well as even consider supporting us as a channel member. Now we're actually headed to the fountain at Caesar's Palace. Here in the front you have a fountain, and then as you walk through you find this huge Trevi fountain, which is a replica of what you would see in Rome. Even though it is a replica, it is quite impressive. It's a little bit smaller than the original one, and some people do throw coins here as well, just like the famous tradition in Rome. Now, when you're walking around the Caesar's Palace, you'll notice that this place is quite impressive considering how old it is. This place truly was a palace when it was originally built. So you will see how beautiful Caesar's Palace is when you head over to this area of the fountain. And of course, it's absolutely free to walk around the Caesar's Palace, which I definitely would recommend doing. Just in case you are wondering, the Caesar's Palace was completed in 1966. Las Vegas really is the premier destination for hotel casinos in the world. This is the original place for it all. And many of the stories and legends you hear about how it was built are true. It was really built by the mafia, but nowadays it's owned by corporations and no longer run by the mafia. Now we're gonna walk around the Wynn Hotel here. There is Encore, and then there's the regular Wynn. You also have the Lake of Dreams, which is also free to the general public. You can view it from Bar Parasol or the Overlook Lounge if you really want a more immersive experience here. But just walking around the Wynn, you'll really be blown away by what you're about to see in here. And if I could rank the top hotels by just design and architecture and ambiance and feel, let me give you the list that I would say. Wynn has got to be at the top, probably followed by the Venetian, and then the Bellagio, probably tied for 3. And then you have places like the Cosmopolitan and Aria coming in at 4 and 5. Those are probably the top 5 places to explore if you have a limited amount of time. And if you can get a room there because you can afford it, then more power to you. But because it's a free video, I'm imagining some of you are on a budget. So the ones that I would consider staying at if I was on a budget are going to be New York, Luxor, and the Mirage. But hey, if you can't afford the expensive ones, at least you can walk around for free and see what's going on in there, right? That's why you're watching this video. Next up is the world's largest atrium, and that can be found here at the Luxor. And this atrium is located one level above the casino right here in the Luxor. Some of the hottest entertainment shows are going to be found right here, including concerts and magic shows. They also have the Bodies exhibition, and while we were here, they had the Titanic exhibition in town. But overall, it's really interesting to go inside the Luxor and see what's going on in there, because the way the elevators work is just truly mind-blowing. Because it's a pyramid, it has to go at an angle, right? So yeah, coming over here to the old school Luxor, even though it was built in the 90s, it's actually considered dated. They may be tearing it down soon. So if you haven't actually experienced the Luxor, you might be running out of time. So get over there and enjoy it for free. Also, I recently visited Macau, which is known as East Las Vegas or Chinese Las Vegas. It's quite impressive. I will put a link to that below in the description if you want to watch Macau, China. Very interesting to see that place, especially since it gets more visitors every year than even Las Vegas. And it's actually a lot more profitable for the business owners in Macau than it is in Las Vegas. The people who built Vegas or own Vegas now are also some of the biggest investors in Macau, China. Something to keep in mind. Next up, we're going to talk about art at Cosmopolitan. It's very futuristic. You can walk around the shops here and just do some gazing and marveling at what they have inside here. It's like a large chandelier, and then they don't just have one chandelier, they have chandeliers over the bars. So going inside the Cosmopolitan, like I said previously, certainly an experience worth stopping for, especially if you're just going from, say, the New York to the Bellagio. This is a stop along the way. By the way, some of you have been asking where you can find some more of our more recent videos. We did recently launch 2 more channels that you should pay attention to: Island Hopper TV Hotels and Island Hopper TV Travel Highlights. If you want the most up-to-date travel experience with Island Hopper TV, you need to check out the Travel Highlights channel. I will put a link to those in the description below as well. And speaking of hotels, New York is definitely one of those hotels you should check out and walk around. If you haven't been inside here, you can walk around and feel like you're in New York, because they're going to have a variety of different New York themed activities, and home to a really fast roller coaster. That's not free, but you can at least watch those people blazing through the hotel for free. Next up, we're at the Waterfall Atrium at the Palazzo. People come here to take a picture. This is actually right next to the Venetian, so you can get the Wynn Palace, the Venetian, and the Palazzo all in the same trip. And if you wanted to save some money, doing it all for free. It's all just a bunch of sightseeing, right? Isn't that why you come to Vegas? And some more activities just include walking around many of the other hotels. There's some new ones that you may pay attention to, like Resorts World, which is a Hilton. There's also the Stratosphere, which you can walk around for free at the bottom, but if you wanted to go to the top, you'd have to pay. But these are ways to save money without going to the tables and the slots, losing your money, coming to Vegas, going home with a sour look on your face because you might have dropped $1,000. Now, I get it, some of you may win, but hey, the free activities are what help save you money while you're here. And if you can mix those in for a few hours in between for things to do, that's what's best. And bonus extra credit that just happened now is the Sphere. Look forward to seeing the free Sphere show right here in Las Vegas. This is what the tower looks like when it's under construction, but now it's completed.